Welcome back to more news on ASEAN TV. In light of regional integration and fierce global economic competition in the labor market, one of the areas that Thailand and many other ASEAN countries could vastly improve is the education of its workforce. Follow our report on an education initiative that has been catching the attention of policymakers worldwide. Business leaders in the region see the readiness of labor force as a key factor in the attraction of ASEAN as a destination for investment. A country like Singapore has led the way in maintaining a well-trained labor force that provides the island state a competitive edge in various sectors, something that many ASEAN countries could emulate.
I think it's critical that if ASEAN is going to be strong, and I think one member in ASEAN, in particular Singapore, has spent a great deal of their effort really in developing their workforce and educating their workforce. And I think that's been very easy for them because they're a small country. But all of the other ASEAN countries, which tend to be a great deal larger, must again put tremendous effort into education if they're going to be competitive and stand up in this world marketplace.
You see Thailand. Where is Thailand right now?
The sentiment of William Heineke, the dynamic entrepreneur who had extensive experiences doing business across the Asia-Pacific, has been echoed by many in the business world in regard to investment and business opportunities in Thailand and ASEAN. So how do the voices of the private sector, the providers of jobs, translate for the public sector, which is responsible for education in general? The World Bank case studies reveal that inadequate education at all levels and the failure to connect skill training with real economic needs are the problems that many developing countries, including Thailand, are currently facing.
In the context of educational progress, many of the countries where we work are faced with a double challenge of increasing enrollments of children into primary school in some cases, but definitely lower secondary and upper secondary. At the same time, the economies have become such that higher levels of skills are required. So the second part of the challenge is the quality of education. PPPs have been used successfully in many countries to increase access to schooling by taking advantage of excess capacity in private schools, by creating partnerships that allow providers to educate children who otherwise wouldn't have a place. And they've been proven to be a cost-effective way of increasing access.
Public-private partnership is a new approach in addressing these educational shortcomings that has been catching attentions of many policymakers worldwide. The idea is for the increased participation by the private sector in supporting public education at all levels in order to increase the quality and access to schools for those without opportunity. In the case of Thailand, the World Bank suggests that the problems are access and poor distribution of quality education in regions beyond Bangkok. And tackling these challenges would require not only public resources and political leadership, but also innovative programs and initiatives from the private sector.
Thailand will continue.
Many in the business sector in Thailand, like Dean Van Drazek, who spent over 18 years in investment banking and fund management in Asia, echoed similar view.
So that means that it's all the more important that the government provide a very high-quality education with much more emphasis on math and science skills in particular. Where the private sector can play more of a role is going to be in vocational training. Vocational services is an area that's a little bit overlooked in Thailand. We certainly could do more in that area, and I think that the private sector could have a very substantial role to play. In the area of higher education, I think Thailand does a very good job, although they do need to have more programs in place to facilitate a higher rate of graduates in the engineering and the sciences sectors, because those sorts of skills will be necessary in a higher tech environment.
If properly managed, public-private partnership in education could be a new point of departure for Thailand and many of the developing economies of ASEAN in forging a better future. Certainly, more studies are needed in order to ensure that business vocational schemes can be systematically beneficial to the children's future. Nevertheless, the voices of the business community should not be ignored. I'm Panu Wongcha-um of Thai News Agency, reporting for ASEAN TV.